All right, next up, we've got Virginia and NC State. Now we've finally got a competitively lined game to talk about. NC State 3-point home favorites, 53.5 the total in this game. Very interesting with ECU and NC State. Obviously, I like the over in that game. It never really got close. What surprised me and what I got wrong with that game was I thought NC State's defense would be vulnerable and East Carolina would have success moving the ball. And NC State's defense played better than I thought.
They made plays, but
did.
ECU moved the ball. I mean, that game was. But that's why I liked ECU too. But I like the over. I mean, I like the 14 points. But yeah, I mean, they made enough plays when they had to. The Wolfpack defense.
The area I'd be still worried about with NC, because I thought up front they did a pretty good job, but I'd still be worried a little bit about the passing, the secondary. I thought the secondary still got ripped pretty good by East Carolina, but they just couldn't finish their drives. And then NC State on offense, I thought they were pretty solid with C.J. Bailey. Now, they did slow down in the second half of that game. A lot of their damage was early, but he threw for 318, which was pretty solid stuff from him. They had a bunch of different receivers step up for them, which was good to see. Multiple receivers having 4 or 5 receptions in that game. Hollywood Smothers, Justin, who's a great multi-purpose guy. He can run, he can throw, or he can catch, I should say. Teddy Hoffman and Wesley Grimes were good. They created some big plays. They had over 400 yards. Now, the East Carolina defense was kind of, we figured, not that great going into the game last week, so we did have expect NC State to have success. Now they're laying 3 against a Virginia team that looked really good last week. Now, Coastal Carolina's got issues this year, in my opinion, but still, to beat Coastal Carolina 48-7, dominate like that, you got to give Virginia a lot of credit. Their defense was outstanding. They only gave up a little over 250 yards of total offense. That's all Coastal got in that game. They couldn't run the football. 30 rushes for 91 yards. Terrible on the ground. Couldn't get the run game going. MJ Morris was contained. No touchdowns, only 1 interception. So that Virginia defense played well, and you turn it around to the offense, and they did have some struggles, consistently running the football. The rush attack was okay, not great, but Chandler Morris looked really, really confident throwing the football. Of course, this is a guy that's played a lot of college football. Chandler Morris, North Texas, most recently played very well there. Started his career at Oklahoma and TCU after that. And he looked really good in the passing game for Virginia. So I see the chats chiming in. They like Virginia. So do I. I think at +3 or better, Virginia's the side for me. I liked what I saw last week against Coastal. Dominant, totally controlled that game start to finish, blew them out. I thought NC State played well at times, but they also didn't. They kept letting East Carolina hang around, and if not for a horrible play call or decision on 4th and 1, that I don't know what East Carolina was doing on that 4th down when they were in the red zone trying to tie the game late. But it was just a horrible, disjointed play. It had no chance whatsoever. And if not for that, maybe NC State gives up a touchdown and they go to overtime and maybe lose that game. So I did not like the way NC State finished that game last week against East Carolina. So at +3 or better, I was hoping the 3s would hang around, and it looks like they have. I like Virginia here, and I do think they have a chance to win this game outright. C-Mac, what do you think here? Virginia, NC State.
Yeah, there's 3s. There's 2.5s. 2. We'll see this how it goes the rest of the week. You know what? I don't know if it's enough here. I like the 3, but I don't know if I love it. I thought Morris played well. Coastal Carolina, I thought kind of all week, some people asked me about them, and I'm like, I cannot take them against Virginia. They got waxed defense, kind of their old ways.
And that's what you got to do in week 2. You got to measure when it's just the one game. It's like, okay, was Coastal Carolina that bad, or can we start buying in on Virginia a little bit?
Yeah, NC State's just a team I always like to back for the most part at home. You're going to own Virginia a little bit in the past. This total is where I have it. If we get the pace, which for Virginia with Morris wants to throw it, in this game, I think it could go over. It's just a lean for me right now. A lot of these first week games, I had the few overs. didn't work out. And I went back to a bunch of unders in all games that I really, really liked, and it worked out. So the total's a wait for me. This is a little bit of a wait. I think the 3 is nice. I'd like to have more with Virginia, and I need to see a little bit more of their defense in a game like this.
Yeah, I'm with you. Virginia, and I lean over that total as well. I know it stayed under NC State, East Carolina last week, but the total's, a little bit lower here, 53.5. And like I said, I like both offenses last week, especially Virginia, and what I saw from them.